Greetings, families and 5th grade students. It's me, Miss Gamboa, and I'm here to congratulate and celebrate you on your last day of elementary school. Who would have thought it would be like this, and what I wouldn't do to be in front of you as a crowd right now. Thinking back over the last few years, I probably took this day for granted. Instead of seeing your smiles in person today, I cried like 4 times seeing everyone at textbook drop-off. I mean, really? Textbook drop-off? Even as a principal, that sounds pretty boring and administrative. But instead, it was one of the best days of the year. That brings me to 2 important ideas that I want to share with you today. Have you ever heard the saying, every cloud has a silver lining? What that means is that no matter how bad a situation might seem, there's always some good aspect to it. There's always a comforting or more hopeful side to the story, a small gift within the pain, even when it doesn't seem to be that apparent at the time. Our silver lining yesterday was how good it felt to see each other after 2 months, even though it was just to return books and get your classwork. Another huge silver lining is this: we will never forget the class of 2020. Why do I say that? Because it's true. I mean, in contrast, if I think back to my childhood, I hardly remember promoting from elementary school. Maybe because I took it for granted. Ask your parents. How much do they remember from their elementary promotion? You know, speaking for myself, as a kid, I didn't once think I might not get to promote or I might not get a ceremony because it was just a given. Looking back, I took a lot of things for granted when I was your age. A lot of normal things like my health, my home, my safety, feeling like justice would always be served, my family's income, having my mom with us, toilet paper, going to sports practice, church, and scout meetings, going to friends' houses. There were a lot of normal things, that I didn't think twice about when I was your age. They seem pretty special now, don't they? At least pretty important. You know, a few years later, I didn't even go to my high school graduation in 1992. Instead, I just wanted to get out of town and go on an early summer trip. I didn't take one moment to look back and celebrate my accomplishments in school with friends. Just think about what I missed. I took it for granted. Now, almost 30 years later, and being here as your principal, I am so grateful. Gratitude, I really believe, is one of the greatest gifts and silver linings one could hope for. I've been watching you guys grow for 5 years now, almost the whole time you've been at elementary school. And students, I know that you've been here at Los Cerritos learning for 6 years, but I can honestly say I learned so much from you too. I learned about love, kindness, and our struggle to get along and be understood because we're all different in our own ways. For this, you are in my heart forever, and I'm so proud of you. It's still disappointing that we don't get to see each other today and celebrate promotion the way we traditionally do. At least your names aren't getting blurred out by the metro every few minutes like it happened before. That's kind of a funny, not funny silver lining. Things like promotion or graduation, health, employment, safety, justice, community, friends, and family. Los Cerritos, we will never take those things for granted again. When it's time to promote from 8th grade in a few years, you're gonna go even bigger than ever and celebrate in a better way, with more appreciation, together, and be physically and emotionally present in a way that I can say I wasn't. because I took it for granted. Since kindergarten, we've taught you to work hard towards your goals, and we also talked a lot about growth mindset. I'm here to tell you it's not just your mistakes, your own mistakes that you learn from. It's not just your bad days that make you stronger. It's also the hard times that we experience together that make us more resilient, stronger, and more grateful. Remember the beginning of your second grade year? It was November 10th, 2016, and we had a lockdown on campus and had to evacuate. You were old enough to kind of understand what was going on, or at least remember it. What a difficult and nerve-wracking day that was. But in the end, the experience brought us together in trust, and it taught us to be stronger, safer, and smarter about things. You know, every practice emergency drill following that day has reminded me of how strong you are. I'm very proud of you. Los Cerritos class of 2020, you are part of history. You will never forget this day and place. And the upcoming milestones in your life will be even more celebrated than ever, because you and we will never take these things for granted again. Our hope is our silver lining, and nothing makes me feel more hope for our world than thinking of what you'll all accomplish. Love and congratulations to you all. I'm so proud of you.
Hello, fellow students. I am sitting in my living room right now where I am most comfortable with some of my favorite things, including my desk. We obviously did not have a traditional graduation from Los Cerritos. Whether you're for 7, 6, or even just 1 year, it would have been nice to have a proper exit from elementary, but we didn't thanks to COVID-19. But the year was still amazing, knowing it would be our last. Yeah, we did not get to go to the park or have a graduation, but I hope you enjoyed the year as much as I did. I wish we could experience one of our amazing field trips again, see cool things, and all eat packed lunches. However, we have many more memories at Los Cerritos, like art, garden, and even simple things like recess. We are fortunate to have had many celebrations on our campus this year, like the handmade holidays and trunk or treat. And there are a lot of beneficial things that came out of school from home. We got to experience learning on our computers. I mean, how cool is that? But if you have siblings, then you will know what I mean when I say this. It can be hard sharing the house. So we will be going to middle school next year, and I know for a fact it will be different. We won't have the same teachers for the day, but a lot of it will be the same. We will still have field trips, at least I hope. But what I do know is that Los Cerritos will keep being a great and strong school, besides the major loss, our amazing student council. But we will still keep having an amazing student council. And I hope a lot of the 5th graders in the student council will continue to be leaders in middle school. Looking back on the years at Los Cerritos, I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. We have many more years of learning to enjoy, but Los Cerritos is a better school because of all of us. And we are better because of Los Cerritos. Class of 2020.
This school year has been a great one, and I have all of you to thank for that. Out of all the schools I have gone to, this one has the most interesting playground setup. But this school has more spirit than I have ever experienced at any other school. This school is like no other. Los Cerritos is what it is because of all of you. Some of you have only been here since pre-K, while others have just joined, and it does not matter because you make up Los Cerritos and you make it a better place. Los Cerritos is made out of intelligent, curious, kind, and eager people that made this school a very great place to learn. Each one of you has contributed something to this school, but we could not have become who we are today without our teachers. Thank you, Ms. Johnson, Ms. Kale, and Ms. Bonds. I thank all of you for a wonderful school year and a wonderful school. Although we are leaving the school, I will always remember my time here. Times like the bubble race in 4th grade, or when my class put on the play California Missions and more. All these experiences made having to go to school worthwhile, and I will truly miss it. I hope that this school continues to thrive even after this crisis, and that future generations love this school as much as I did. Thank you, and I hope you have a great summer.
Hello, Los Cerritos 5th graders. Congratulations to all of you. I am so proud of you for making it through this rough ride. I was talking to my students about the emotions that we're supposed to be feeling on this day right now. Nervousness about walking up to get our diplomas, maybe about making speeches in front of a live audience, excitement, maybe a little uncomfortableness about being all dressed up, maybe having our hair done, wearing some new shoes, and also the strange mixture of sadness about leaving Los Cerritos in a place that we love, but excitement about going on to new adventures and new challenges. That's how we were supposed to be feeling on this day. Some of those emotions are more than likely still happening, along with so many more. Disappointment about not being able to go on the field trips that we were so looking forward to. Sadness about having to say goodbye to our teachers and friends from a safe distance instead of big hugs and high fives. And most of all, worry about what's going on in the world right now, and also about what going to middle school next year is even going to look like. I could go on and on. But I told my students, and I'll say it again, I can't imagine going through this year with any other group of kids. It was already a turning point kind of year because it was my first year at Los Cerritos. And as we know, turning points create lasting memories and memorable moments. And this year was filled with so many memorable moments for me. Back before, when things were normal, and then things changed, and we had to go from normal to virtual learning overnight. Oof, enough said. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will think back to this year with so many mixed emotions. But what will last forever in my heart is the memory of your faces in real life and on my computer screen, and how you made me feel accepted and loved as your teacher. And one final note. There's a quote on the wall of our classroom from Indira Gandhi that says, "Be the change you want to see in the world." When I look at you, I see that change. Some of you may not even realize it yet, but you are going to do great things. And you better keep me posted on what those things are, and you better come back and visit me. I will miss all of you and your families so much, and I am so proud of you.
Hi, Room 14 Scholars, we're finally here. Can't believe that we are finishing up our 5th grade year. For some of you, this is the only school that you've ever gone to. As your 5th grade teacher, I just want to tell you we've had an amazing year, and in particular, I'm especially proud of how everyone adjusted and rose to the occasion this second semester, and in particular these last 3 months. I love teaching 5th grade because I just see so much growth every year, and I just want you guys to keep working hard. You are known, I think, throughout the entire school as just being such kind students and always willing to help. That's what I've noticed since I came to the school, that you're always willing to help others, so generous, so kind to others, especially welcoming those that are brand new to the school in 5th grade. So I just want to tell you to keep working hard. That hard work will pay off. Ask all the right questions. Just do your absolute best. I want you to use what you do know to find out what you don't know, and that you will always keep improving yourself and remembering all of the teachers and principals who care about you, who love to see you succeed. And you are living through a historical time. You've done an amazing job. Just want to say I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see you again. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen in my Los Cerritos family, thank you. Thank you for being you, and most importantly, for your perseverance. At the beginning of the year, or the before time, as my daughter refers to it, we all wrote goals for the year, things that we hoped to achieve. We set our hopes high, whether it was an academic goal, a goal related to behavior, or a broader goal that we could strive for and help others to achieve. We thought about the tools and people we would need to help us reach those goals. In January, we revisited those goals. Some we had obtained, so we set new goals. Others we rethought and made a new plan to reach them. But we didn't give up. In March, when we were forced to go on our coronacation, we had to set new goals, find new tools to help us move on. We had to deal with temporarily losing our sports, our hobbies, and playing with our friends. We were all a little scared and sad, but we did not give up. We learned about so many different online resources, tricks, and skills that we may never had known about otherwise. We found our silver linings and moved on. We learned patience, real patience, as we dealt with glitches and lag and getting bumped out of our meets again and again. And the realization that if something did go wrong, it would be okay. Those of you who were oh so quiet in our real classroom blossomed and found through chat a way to participate, still silently, but to go into more depth by asking questions or sharing answers and thoughts with a thumbs up, thumbs down, a yes or no, without worrying about what others might say. And those of you who were the ones who had always participated, always raised your hands, you'll learn how to really wait your turn and to give others a chance, especially when you saw what you look like on camera when you were impatient. And though we had many days when it just all seemed to be too much, we still learned more by just meeting with each other, to chat, share art or stories, websites, or just talking about what was going on in each other's world. We did not give up. Then suddenly a new challenge was thrown at us. Protest, curfews, looting, and a call for change. We talked, we cried, we asked ourselves and each other, why? What can we do? How can I help? And we set new goals and found new hope as we saw the good that people can actually do by working together. We did not give up. At the beginning of our distance learning, I was so sad and worried that you would be my lost class, that I would not see many of you again. But I was wrong. There was the parade, then the Roadrunner book drop-off, and multiple drive-by visits to pick up and drop off resources. There were afternoon and evening one-on-ones with some of you online. There were new skills you taught me. I now have an avatar. Cool websites I had not known existed. Urban Dictionary. I should have known. You found ways, or excuses, to get in touch with me. You answered some of my what probably sounded silly questions. And we had or almost had 100% class participation every day at our meets. You were not my lost class. You were my found class. You found a way around every obstacle. You found a way to interact with me and your classmates no matter what. You found that you were more capable than you had thought. You found that there were others with the same interest as you. And I found that even though I could not teach you in person, I could still teach. And I found hope that even though this year did not turn out the way we had planned, even though it was at times very confusing, frustrating, lonely, and scary, we could handle it. You could handle it. You learned to be responsible for you. You learned when to mind your own business and just what business is yours and what is a collective ours. You found your inner strength while helping me to find mine. And I found peace in the knowledge that if you continue on the path you are now on, you will succeed. You'll have an impact on our world. There will be change in our world because of you, and that change will be a change for good. So as the great Dr. Seuss said, congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy or gal who will decide where to go. And I can't wait to see where you will all go. So I will end again with saying thank you. Thank you for being you. Now go and make your hopes come true. I love you guys very much. You know how to find me. Air hug!
Hello, Long Beach students. I'm Mayor Robert Garcia, and I wanted to take a minute to congratulate you for all of your hard work this year and for being promoted to the next grade. Whether you're starting a new school or just moving down the hall, you all deserve a big round of applause for making it through this really tough year. You should all be very proud of yourselves, and I know your families are. In fact, our whole community is so proud of you. If you got through this, there's nothing you can't do. Now, I know it's really hard for all of you to miss the end of the year activities, but I hope when all of this is over, you'll be able to find special ways to celebrate with your friends and family. And just remember that the whole community is rooting for you, and we're all here to support you. Now, things are going to be different when you go back to school next year, and so will you. But one thing will be the same. With your families, your teachers, and the whole city of Long Beach behind you, you are going to continue learning, growing, and succeeding. Congratulations on your promotion, and see you next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I present to you the Promoting Los Cerritos class of 2020. Yes!